Hello, greetings. Thank you for joining us. Okay. Alright, this is going to be a short segment. It's about 30 minutes, possibly. What we're going to go into is aliens in Egypt, human cloning, and Archon's deception of light workers. Okay. As obviously with Egypt as a desert land, I don't believe during Atlantis' time period, I don't believe there was much of a desert energies around the earth at that time. As it became more of a desert vibration, basically more third dimension, more desert energies occurred. Now it doesn't mean that we're not all full of desert energies during that during the past, but places like Egypt, you can say it was under attack to lower its vibration. So it became what, a desert. I don't want to call that a desert planet, at least that area. Of course, there's a Sahara Desert. I believe we had different deserts, but different color sands, and the sand was different. Everything, the oceans here were different. I am seeing that ancient times as, well, of course, the Earth's waters were a lot clearer, but also see purple waters also. Oceans. As basically, yeah, we were definitely in a different place back then. And we are, yes, re-remembering our ancient past, going back into the 4th, 5th, 6th dimensions. And basically the energies around Egypt, as you can obviously, is of a high manipulation energy. Unlike anything other beings or us have ever seen. Basically, it's to, when Egypt becomes more green, more trees, more greenery, that's another sign of transformation, and that is possible through whatever it is with the earth. Anything's possible, right? So yeah, because a lot of manipulations are going throughout the desert region, especially the Arab world. Can be a lot more alive, at least with nature and green energies, or however you want to word it. Because there's so much manipulation in the Arab world. Archons, everybody known to man, Archon basically is, I would say, one of the most advanced, or the most advanced manipulating energies in the universe. One of them, at least. I'm not sure if there's really any one. They don't know. Some beings say this being's more advanced, more manipulation than this one. But is there really any way of? I mean, at this level of 3D, what do we know? There's only so much we can pick up on. Most likely, we're probably better off not knowing. I mean, if you want to think you know who's the most manipulated being, most powerful manipulation of. A being that manipulates, go right ahead, but remember, we're at 3rd dimension. There's only so much information we can get here. Not to cut us off too short, but more power to you if you think you know it. But most likely the Archons are they're very advanced, and a lot of reptilians won't even go there. So might want to think again about saying reptilians are the most advanced manipulating energies. I believe the Archons are a lot more powerful than them, actually, but they're a lot more deceiving, and it's a lot more, it's like they come in here, but then they go here and go there. They're all over the place. They're like on ADD, as for mind takeover. And it's a little bit difficult to release that. Like you see with the Matrix, when you go into the real Matrix, like it's all machines and everything's ugly and the world's like desolate, destroyed basically. That is the Archon. Of course, reptilians, I don't think the reptilians are that harsh. They're pretty bad, but of course if you combine forces, it's not pretty. But Egyptian vibrations are definitely under a mass hypnosis criminal levels. Not entirely, but there is the spiritual energies are under a layer of mass manipulation. Of course, it's all across the world through different religions. Of course, that's why it's there. Through Egypt, there's a lot of insectoid beings. There's obviously tons of other things there, but insectoids play a big role. Not necessarily they're all manipulating. either. They're just there. It doesn't mean they're manipulating or negative or anything like that, but they are there as a, once you start seeing them, once we come out of the third dimension blockage, more will be seen. Flying large insectoids, especially in Yemen. It's just they're not. It's just it's for our benefit. Can you imagine seeing like an oversized, beetle or anything like that? We can't even handle ourselves for that matter. But to see something like that. But Egypt's going to go through. As our ascension increases, Egypt will probably go through a lot of like a cultural renaissance, like North Korea. Of course, for North Korea, it's not perfect because it's going into a manipulative vibration. But because of McDonald's and all that, but it's still at least coming out of the old world. At least it's not perfect, of course. Let's see, where are we going with all this? As we go into ascension energies, Egypt will probably go through a transition eventually. That will show you things are on their way, that we are making progress finally. It's basically clearing up the government scandals, healing. I'm not sure if America is going to get hit first, at least through. It'll have some moments as for clearing. And basically, it's throwing out the darkness. And America will have some of that, like with the immigrant situation. That's part of it. But more scandals are on the way. There's so much thick. But over time, Egypt's going to go through a renaissance of its own. As the energies increase, more positive vibrations as fourth dimension, fifth dimensions. It just takes time, of course. This July, anything is possible right now. It's a new energy field, So, and once again, doesn't mean it's going to happen instantly, but we're going through a time of awareness. I've seen these beings. We're not. It doesn't seem like. Let's see. We're coming into a time of. It does seem like we're going to a time of where we're able to see these beings more clearly. It's like July. It feels like it's a time of basically an opening, but not entirely. But it's like the beginning of a mass opening that will take years. But like feeling being. I mean, some people you see it through the third eye, but I believe that's going to get more clearer as you just you'll just know that they're there. They're allowed to be seen here too. Of course, not by everybody, but it'll be third eye, but a lot stronger. Now I got that message before. Now I'm starting to feel it. So it's a gradual process, of course. Like who knows what's going to happen in July, but as you go into the further months, the energies are going to shift because we're in like this pool of deception called reality, and that's pretty. It's pretty thick, obviously. It feels like July is a time of it's a turning point. Let's put it that way. So. They don't want to let us know what exactly is coming, but basically we are going into a time of awareness. Basically, I feel once again it's more just downloads of what's happening. Like Henry Kissinger comes to mind, other world leaders that are causing manipulations. You might turn. Some people have got talk to me. They say they see some of these politicians and they're reptilians in their dreams, and talk about a nightmare. Connecting to Donald Trump, also giving him advice, as yes, he is a lot of deception around him. Not perfect, but also this immigration thing about the kids being separated from the family, from the parents. That's probably been going on forever, probably beyond Obama, most likely. But then again, I imagine it has been. It's just finally been known. It's pretty gross, but. And I realized that they use these things against the president, the current one, to use it as an attack. because he doesn't have control of everything. He's like he's a target basically. He can't control the whole government. He's not in charge of it. He's just the deep state's really the ones that are running everything. So that, that shows you there's another way of sabotage. Like, you don't do what we say, we can take you down. So they can't always get everybody into office that they want, or some can, but anyways, two different sides now. Who knows? It's a mess there. But so yeah, they have to watch what they say. They have to watch. You just kind of have to take the beating too, like what Trump's going through. As for the scandals, he got himself into that, but he has to take the beating too. It's kind of, I believe he's trying to be as quiet as he can, so it might go away. But that's not why we're here. Okay. Human cloning also. Yes, there are many politicians, mostly celebrities, are going through that energy, basically deceiving humanity. Of course, to prove it is not as simple as it might be. Definitely through the entertainers. Basically, there's many clones of them, different dimensions that they connect to, basically, to keep the tone, to keep the song going on, basically, of manipulation. I believe Beyonce and Jay-Z, they had a lack of people going to their concerts as a good sign of things that are changing finally. Hopefully others will follow. Taylor Swift kind of sold her soul, as you can see. So it'd be nice to see all these big major entertainers finally losing their influence. So yeah, it feels like mostly it's actors, it's different. It's those in the entertainment field that are ones that usually go through the cloning process. There are some politicians that go through it, but mostly entertainers, they're the ones doing the voodoo. They're the ones, they have massive followings on Twitter and all this stuff. What if one of them gets sick, like Kim Kardashian, before they want them to get sick, and they can throw in a clone? That sounds strange, but I'm not sure how they do that. I don't think I want to know. Dulce, New Mexico, is known for cloning. I believe that's still active. They say it's not. Of course, how are you going to prove that? But from what I feel, I think it's still active. Area 51 is another place of they do testing, but I don't think it's there. I think it's all underground for Area 51. Yeah, I'm kind of jumping around. I don't think they do cloning there. Some of the Air Force bases, they do cloning, but it's deep underground. Usually it's in a place where there's nobody. A desert would be good for that, especially the Sahara Desert. Mars also, there are clone energies there. Can you imagine if you're on Mars and you see like a clone of like John McCain, and he starts all this crap with everybody, and it's like, it's a clone too, and it's just raising hell. Can you imagine that? It sounds like it's fiction, but what do we know? We're under mass, not just surveillance, but manipulations, of course, through keeping us in the third dimension as long as it can. They're hitting us as hard as it can ever before. It's been going on for some time, but basically, the beings, reptilians, Zetas, Syrians, that are causing difficulties here. They're losing the war here, basically. Of course, humans have to let go of the manipulations too. They're not doing that very easily. They're doing a terrible job of it. It's called reality. So that's going to be some time, but basically the reason a lot of these beings are being removed from the planet is so more of the fourth and fifth dimensions can come in through more clearly. So galactic wars to the oceans. The cloning energies basically is mostly through once again, it's to continue the agenda, obviously. It's like if one starts to falter, say something they shouldn't say, you replace it with a clone, basically, is what I'm getting. That will follow orders. If that one fails and doesn't follow orders, you replace them again. Jeez, I don't know how the hell they do that. Yeah, when you see somebody go through a dramatic change also, then they have to follow that dramatic change, whether through lifestyle or whatever it might be. That's very sophisticated. But I believe it is possible, though. I have to go into more of that. I sort of just got a message to dab into that a little bit more. I haven't done anything on that in a long time. I don't believe, soul cloning I don't think is possible, but basically some people think they are. Clones are probably part of the clone project. Yeah, because I was connected to somebody that said she was cloned. It's like, no, that's not. I don't think that was the case. but definitely being part of a clone project, most likely. Yeah, so it's well, if you're part of a clone project, usually it's part of a dark agenda, not always. But why would the light have anything to use of cloning? What would that be the purpose of? Not really. It's mostly work of the dark, I would assume. So yeah, there's a lot of it's such a powerful manipulation on this planet. It's unbelievable. But as for the government, eventually there's going to be. I mean, there's already scandals going on, but basically scandals of those that we're not aware of, as the Earth goes through a healing process. Basically, what is it? Argentina, Venezuela is not really getting attention as it needs. There's a lot of manipulation going on there. It's going to take time, of course, but basically you're throwing out the old in with the new over time. It's basically we're going to a positive timeline, but I believe it's going to increase. We're in the early stages of the positive timeline, but it's going to get more powerful as we go into this. Let's see. As for the alien energies, as them being here physical, is basically it's individually. How are you with that energy? How do you feel with that? How would you feel if you do connect to a being in the physical, whatever they might look like? Because with those thoughts coming to mind, it's setting you up for basically a disclosure eventually. Of course, they can work with your vibration where you don't get all freaked out and scared. But also, if the idea comes to mind, it's because you're working on it. If it comes out of nowhere, it's because you're a part of it somehow. So yeah, I think it's becoming more likely. Yeah, it'll be more on an individual basis, but anything's known for worldwide. Who knows? Most likely, most humanity would just laugh it off and go back to being a zombie because they're not ready for it. But others will see it differently. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say. Saying everything's going to change September, giving predictions, you never know. You just gotta go with the flow and just enjoy the moment if you can. But basically, okay. Now the main message of this was the Archon deception energies. They're going around light workers. Those that have a following, let's put it that way. Those that say they're only positive, they're not negative. Everybody has some negative. If you say you got no negative, you're probably hiding something. And you say others are negative, you see there's no negative agenda there. It's like, how am I getting this? They're probably hiding their own negative agenda. So a lot of it's for ego, a lot of it's for, I guess I've been getting towards more of those. I think they have a high IQ, and there's there's like a IQ of 1,000, all that nonsense. There's a lot of that, unfortunately. That's part. I don't know what's up. I guess it's all ego. It's just freaking ridiculous. And that's also a work of the dark, saying oh, I have this type of ego. I'm smarter than you. I'm better. That is all reptilian manipulation. Some don't realize that they get pulled into reptilian manipulation. That is, they go through the, oh, I'm better than you. I know this. I know that. All this nonsense. And they have groups that are like that too. I think they're smarter than everybody. Oh, but we're positive. Oh, really? Jeez. So that's the Archon vibrations. Like they're saying, oh, you are smart, everybody. You have an IQ of 2 million. You're just the best. So that is also our Archons that work within the light worker. I don't even like the word light worker. Call yourself whatever you want. Light worker can be so manipulated. Say I'm a person of light, but you're actually a person of dark. Just like the police, they walk like I'm here to protect you, right? And they're up to cause more crimes than everybody else. So light worker is the same thing. There's a lot of deceptions there, and yeah, money deception can come into it also, obviously. That's for basically, money play. It's basically, and I feel that's mostly done by the reptilians that do that. It's like, oh look, you made this amount of money, now you can make that amount of money. Oh, you want to keep doing this? And that kind of pushes you off to the more truth energy, into more of, I'm going to say this word because it makes me more money, connect these beings because it makes me more money, you know what I mean? And it kind of puts you off the disclosure Doesn't mean it's all wrong or all, you know, like there's like some truth there, but all other deceptions like to steer you away from the full contact connection to really going. Yeah, because usually when you tell the truth, it's very unpopular, and you don't make a living doing this, and you look like mud. Your name's mud, basically. You know what I mean? Especially, yeah, especially you talk about Yeshua is the dark side of Yeshua. Of course, there's a light side, there's also a dark side. The dark side is through the churches. I mean, pedophilia, I know it sounds weird, but you don't see this with Buddha, but you do see it with Yeshua. Yeshua has a side of him that's exploring his dark side here. Why do you think it's so manipulative? I mean, he can come in and change all that. He can work on that. He wanted to be worshipped, and now is being worshipped. So yes, there is a very positive side of him, but there's another side that people don't, that worships, like Buddha. I mean, people aren't, they connect to that Buddhist energy, but they adapt it to their life. It's not really a worship. Maybe there probably is a worship energy, but I believe it's probably pretty large actually. But for the most part, I believe it's different. You're probably, I haven't looked into Buddhism that much, but so Buddha's a different vibration. And when you look at Yeshua, there's like, geez, it's like dark all over. And then people would just blame us. But what about him? It's like he can come and change these things. And it was kind of already known in the beginning that he wanted to be worshipped. And so some of us connect with him knowing that, there is a positive side. You connect to the positive, but the darkness is like, whoa, it's like a river. So others have connected to Yeshua and saw him not so friendly. Well, we're experiencing that here. We feel like, oh, it's all man just being seduced by Yeshua's deception. Man is being seduced by Archons and whatever, but even Yeshua's energy are involved with it too. So it's not as wonderful as some might think. Yes, there's a positive side to him. Yes, for sure. There's also a darker side here. Of course, that's not popular. But why is it going through why is it so prominent here? So, there's a side of him that's not too pleasant. And he has his women that he seduced, that feel like they're married to him. There's plenty of that around. I believe that's a big part of it, too. Gotta love it, huh? So, there's a lot there. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff there that's not popular. Once again, I want to say there is a positive side of Yeshua that you can channel, for sure. There's also another side that most likely won't come from him. But other beings will probably bring it out. It's just the way it is. We're learning. As we learn more, we learn about the truth here. Truth isn't very comfortable, is it? But how are you going to heal if you keep hiding it? Like with the pedophilia here and all that nonsense. We got to see we got to really see it eventually to heal it. So Archons play a big role, reptilians play a big role, of course, and other beings, but it still comes down to humans in the long run. We still make the choice. They can put options for us and we just follow, whatever. And usually it's not for the benefit of us. So you blame the negative beings for manipulating us, but yeah, but who's the one who's taking, falling for it? It's us. They're just throwing it out there. We're the ones that are sucking it in because we have vulnerabilities. We have not fully fixed ourselves. We can't, when somebody gives you a piece of chocolate, we do grab the chocolate. I probably shouldn't be eating this, but you take it anyway. So, same thing. Not to say chocolate's bad, but just for, anyway, as an example of some kind of, it's just, we still make the choice in the long run. Religion is, not just religion, but even the metaphysical world. As there's going to be a lot of, there's already a deception there, but as things heat up, some are going to create their cults. They already are there, but they're going to become, it's all about us, because that's another way of keeping disclosure from happening as smoothly as it could. So as more of this alien energies become more accepted by society, it's going to get really interesting. You're going to definitely see the dark work very actively, because they're trying to hold on to us as long as they can. And so it's basically just trust your own instincts. Yeah, Archons, I feel, are far worse than reptilians could ever be. Reptilians might have the brute force and the arrogance. They got that. Archons, I don't believe, have arrogance or ego. They just come in and screw with you. I mean, they come in and they hit you everywhere they can to shut you down, to make you ill, whatever. I mean, Astral, I connect to them all the time, apparently. I'm like, I give them, I beat the crap out of them. They beat the crap out of me, too, so it comes back to me. But, yeah, it's just, I don't get the full memories of that, so it's probably best I don't. But yeah, I go back and forth with them. Well, they do believe they are like the rulers of our galaxy. They're doing a pretty good job of that. But they don't. Once again, they're not of ego. Reptilians are going to be more ego. Archons just do it because they can do it. So, because they take, just like what you see in Star Trek, the Borg takes technologies and adds it to themselves. Archons take energies of different beings and add it to themselves. They might screw themselves up a little bit, but they'll adapt eventually, whoever it is. So that's pretty messed up. Think about that. They adapt to other beings' powers, and reptilians don't do that. Archons can. Archons are wicked beings, and so think about that in a light, with the light, what they call light workers. And they're always smiling, they're always friendly. It's like, I mean, if you hear the light worker say, like, curse and be real and just not put on the charade, then it's, of course there are other light workers that are just not comfortable in front of the camera yet. There's that too. But there's just things there that are, it's basically just to lay it out, because some don't want to hurt their credibility or their business. They want to kiss everybody's ass the best they can. And that's just, or some are doing the ego patting on the back all the time, which is freaking disgusting. But whatever. Oh well. But basically, yeah, Archons play a big role in ego. They build the white workers, they build their ego up. Yes, you're the best, you're the smartest, best channeler ever. Yeah, you are God, and they're trying to push you away from disclosure as best they can. Because we are getting to a time of connecting to these beings in the physicality. It keeps coming through. I got messages. It's like, I don't know. Yeah, I didn't know what to think of it when I first got it. Basically connecting to alien beings in the physical, but now I'm receiving it more differently. I believe it's becoming more and more likely. We're in the education process of it at this time. It's weird, and of course, all this darkness here is not making it any easier. But over time, that darkness will start to fade out in certain areas. That's why the scandals are needed there. It's like the infection needs to bleed for it to be healed. And with all this darkness, all this shadow work of like those shadow governments and shadow CIA and FBI, all the secrets, all that has to come out. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine all these secret organizations finally leak after, just start becoming more open to us? Scandal after scandal, just more truths, because the more deception, obviously, the more we continue it around the world. But the more openness we have, you don't have to give all your secrets to everybody, but to be more open for the most, you don't tell everybody exactly. Some people are, they walk around naked all day. That's your business. But just the less secrecy, the more the healing we will receive. And we had that Harvey Weinstein thing. He was probably a fall guy, because the others want to still hide. It doesn't mean Hollywood is an object here. Wall Street would be very fascinating for that to start opening up. Who knows? But basically, we're going at a time of, it's like the earth is going to break open. It's going to slowly open itself up, and it might be earth changes, possibly. Cracking itself open is basically open up its consciousness to more of the truths here, and slowly will adapt to Yeah, that's pretty exciting. It just, it's believing, it's being, mentally prepared. Just be yourself, basically. It's just be yourself. That's the main message here. It's just, but yeah, the corruption, money will eventually, as we raise our vibrations, you will no longer need food. You might have a little bit of it. For us eating animal product, eventually that will heal itself. It'll be more of greens, more nature. That's what it's there for, to be eaten. But it's just there for that, just to nurture us. Healthy, more vegetarianism, yes, worldwide, definitely. So that tells you, like McDonald's, it might not go away, but might become more healthy, hopefully in the right way. It's Archon mania there, and there's other myths. So it is. Yeah, all these fast food places unfortunately are, but eventually that will shift out. It's just, it's just like eating healthy would be normal instead of the other. Well, it's eating cheap is for fast food, and it's just, I need some kind of high. I have no high in life, so I might as well do that. So it's like crack. You can say it's like a drug, so it's probably worse. But yeah, we're going into a healthier direction. Once again, this is all a process, but I believe, yeah, like this July, but even now, but I believe it's starting to feel the energies increases their energy vibration with us as we shift. We're basically turning this into the new Earth. You most likely will connect to other dimensions. You just feel you're connecting to something else, basically. In your dream state, you will be definitely there. We're all connected to the new Earth already. We're already there. Even those that think we're all crazy are there too, which is kind of funny. Yeah, they're there too. They're just hard-headed, whatever it might be. They have their own process. There's a lot to discover. There's a lot to learn from third dimension. There's a lot of people with hobbies and careers, and they don't want to let it go. So that makes this a little bit more exciting. It'd be nice to be able to open up ourselves to connect more with spirit and everything, to get more understanding. But a lot of it is for our mission not to know. We have reasons for not to know, but I believe there will be a time when that opens up, where just our chakras open up, and we receive more data. You can say July's. I don't think it's going to be fully July, but down the road, yes. Of course, once again, it's on an individual basis. And not to say those that connect more are better than others. It's just whatever it is. It's just that's where you wanted to be, and that's where you are. It does not mean you're better than everybody's. Those that are in the third dimension that think we're all crazy are connected to all kinds of insane shit that would probably be very entertaining for all of us to hear. They're shut down for their own purpose, and either they're just a pain in the ass in other realities. Best they don't remember who they are. Because when they start remembering the fourth dimension, or some are just terrified of like insectoids or giant ones or whatever it might be, and they start remembering that stuff, they'll freak out. So there's a lot of different reasons for it. Once they start opening, it's like it might be a nightmare for them. So better off being asleep and just enjoying life than when they open up. It's like they're gonna go, like JFK. Some people that are probably either witnessed it or even part of it are here still. It feels like some of them are. They start remembering that stuff, like if they're involved with it, kind of freak them out a little bit. So it does seem like some of them are here that actually conspired against them. That came out of nowhere. And you wouldn't think they would be here, but apparently they are, so imagine that. You're at school and all of a sudden you feel like you're part of that whole, that situation there. Because that was all part of the deep state, but still. It's like, okay, I went through that, and I'm here to whistle blow on it. And I just remember, I was there, this person was there, George Bush was there, Anything's possible. Anything's possible. That just came out of nowhere. So, see what I mean? So, yeah, it's like, on Project Camelot, there was a kid, I'm going back to Mars again. Mars has been talking to me a lot recently. The kid that remembered Mars, you look it up, Project Camelot Mars, the kid that remembered, I forgot his name. And as he got older, he started to forget. But, you know, stuff like that, people just start remembering situations. We're probably going to come into more of a time like that also in due time. Right now it's going to be trickling, like the secret space program, trickling and trickling. It'll probably continue that, but it'll give us more of a clearer roadmap. We're building onto it right now, from what I can pick up on. Just basically trust and just be yourself, not to put pressure on us. Oh, I'm not connected to this, I'm not connected to that. Just be glad you are what you are connected to. Be thankful for what you have right now. It's not always the easiest. Some always want something different. It's understood. There's nothing wrong with that. There's just be thankful for what you have. There's always more, definitely, but be thankful. The more thankful you have, more will open up. Obviously, many of us can open up and just fix this world maybe in a couple of days. You never know. But we're not meant to go through that because, yeah, soul contracts, whatever it might be. Archons might be, you know, it's like if you do this, we're going to really cause difficulties. You know what I mean? So we got to go to just a slow process of, yeah, many here, once again, are here for astral work, as for basically, you're a member on this planet, so you get more, you're allowed to influence it more. I know that sounds strange, but you're here, you just get more, your allowance increases, at least as an alien being. Let's put it this way, you know, you're connected to Archons or the Andromedans, or, you know, you're assisting those societies on assisting Earth, basically. So, yeah, you're going to come here, live in hell, basically, be laughed at for your looks, or not like your looks, whatever it might be. But the idea is to put us into a reality that's better than this one. Like, yeah, like when kids start going to school and they start connecting to more of this Arcturian, Syrians, you imagine that. That becomes more of the social talk than all this other, you know, video games and all that. And that would be good. That shows us we're definitely in an ascension process. And that really, and of course it's not going to be perfect. Oh, you're with the reptilians, I remember you in that lifetime and all that, you know. So that's, you know, that shows us we're definitely the ascension is definitely going to kick in. Yeah, the message I got from hybrid children, obviously we're all hybrids, but we connect to, you know, we connect to other hybrid beings, but they reincarnate here, and they're just more awake than others are. From what I got, it hasn't happened. Well, I think I don't think it's happened at the point where they really remember everything. I think we're going into that. It might happen sooner than I think it might. So everything's happening sooner. So it's basically they just have, because they have our experiences with them. Like if you have a hybrid children with whatever alien it is, and then they incarnate here after that lifespan has ended, and then they incarnate here, and they just have your experiences, and they have their experiences, and they just remember. They just remember more from their galactic connections. I believe that's how it's going to really work. It's probably happening now, but it's going to definitely kick in over time. So that's what I feel of what this whole situation with the hybrid children situation is. That's my take on it. That's at least what I'm receiving from it. It's definitely another way. I didn't expect that. What I saw from hybrid children is that they're going to be the future humans, but obviously if you're reincarnated here, you're pretty much a future human. So they just remember a little bit more. Their DNA is a little bit different, you know. Yes, and probably beings will be, this is what I'm getting, with pointy ears. It might even start to have, it's a possibility they're already having it now, like some are kind of distorted, you know, they're born with, they just look, what's the word? They just look disformed. That's happening now. But I believe that'll happen over time. Like a pig nose, that's already happening now, but I think it'll probably increase. Yeah, over time. It's definitely happening now. But when we're ready for it, it'll probably happen more rapidly. I'm not sure how the elephant thing is going to work. 'Cause I got elephant vision, but I'm not sure how that's going to go. Long nose, I don't think that's going to happen, but you never But yeah, we're going into a time of, we're basically allowing it to happen. It just, and we are allowing it. Those that are ready for this, they don't always come to my channel. They're just ready for it. And like with Bashar and other channelers, they're just setting it up, warming it up, and basically it just we're just individually taking back our power. That's basically what this is all about. It just gradual shit. Once again, it feels like you just have a knowing. You just have a knowing. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, this is actually the main subject of all this. An hour, fine. Remember, it was actually about females connecting to felines. I got a message it's like before incarnating in this world, in ours, females usually, because they're part of the birthing process, they connect to felines, either the cats that are on this world or the alien beings. But I believe it's the cat beings here, the ones that are animals, I believe. Either you reincarnate as one, or you connect to their vibration before you come in. But basically, for taking, I know it sounds weird, but taking care of the babies I know as reincarnated as a human is a little bit different, but the nurturing side of it a lot of it comes from the feline. Not everyone connects to it, but many. I believe it's almost required, but it's mostly required here, is that nurturing energy. Some mothers don't have any nurturing energy at all, just like get rid of. That's a lot of reptilian. It's like, not to say all reptilians are like that, but some of it is. They're not ready for that nurturing vibration. But I believe a lot of it comes from a feline energy of some. This is the message I received. Now, what I was getting at is figure they incarnated as a feline, like an alien being, but that would make you very disconnected from us. Because not many of us have tails. I think the birthing is a little bit different there too. But the animals here, you connect with them spiritually. You might reincarnate as a cat, possibly. You don't have to. I don't think so. They connect to those energies before they come into this world. Because we are cat people, basically. Well, we're like hairless monkeys, but we still have that Lyran, that feline energy around us still, obviously. So that's part of the nurturing energy. That's what I see. It's probably different variations of way of looking at that. But once again, not everybody, every female. Males are less like. Some males really connect to the feline, but not all. They have different reasons for it, but definitely for childbearing, they connect to the feline for that, which I thought was kind of fascinating. Not so much the canine, it was mostly the feline. So it feels like 90% of women here connect to the feline for nurturing children and just the energy of that. So figured I'd share. That was pretty fascinating. There's probably more to it. But it's just because you're connected to other alien energies, you're connected to spirit, and it's different. So you connect to those vibrations of the feline that's here. And it just, you're downloading of the nurturing vibration as you come into this world. It's because the other environments are very different, especially come from a reptilian energy. They beat the crap out of their kids. Okay, I don't think they all do that, but it's a different environment. So especially if you're if you're a fish being or aquatic being, you're under the oceans, it's a different world there. So connected feline makes a lot of sense here. All right, went through a lot of different topics. Actually, the feline one was actually supposed to be the main one, but I didn't think about that when I was putting this together. So, all right, I'll leave you with that. This is a channel message. For those that are new to all this. DeceivingTower.com. We have private sessions. I think this is the scheduler. This week is kind of closed down because of work. Work has shut everything down. We also have the calendar here for how to channel. There's different methods here. How to channel. I'm gonna make a video about this eventually, but I already did. But I'll make another one to further go into it. We'll have Google Hands, Zoom, and channeling by phone. also have the shop here. I'm about 7 days behind at this time. I'm trying to speed up, but I didn't have much luck today. We also have the social network here. I'm sorry, the other shop here in the same situation. There's also other channelers and healers that we do recommend. And we also have Patreon if you want to support the channel, and the Rabbit. You get a little bit of insight into also the social network. I'm just going to fly through this, and also, yeah, here's the Rabbit again, and more details on him will be coming up soon. Maybe that's a little bit more, less dramatic. Yeah, as always. Oh well. Alright. Okay, that's it for tonight. We're going to actual channeling. Well, this is a channeling message, but I'll go into more details tomorrow. It's going to be kind of a long day as usual. So, alright, take care, blessings, and see you soon. Much love.